Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back. How are you doing? I'm doing not good. I have to wear this brace because my knee decided to go crunch on itself. It was fun. Anyways, we aren't going to talk about that. We are here to talk about every single palette I intend on working on in my seasonal pan that palette. So I'm not gonna pan all these completely. I'm just gonna work my way through them little by little for like 3 months at a time and then retire them until the next season because I'm one of those weird people who only wears makeup according to the season. I don't do this with clothes. I only do it with makeup. I don't know why. All right. I think that's better. I just did the exposure. So, I think we're good. Okay, to preface, there are 5 seasons because we change over every single equinox and solstice. And so there will be like 10 days of winter at the end of this year, but we'll focus on most of it in 2025. Cool? Cool. Right, so starting off with what we're currently working on, a thing I'm not going to show you all, is my wonderful Reload Division palette and my Jewel Collection Opulent palette, both from Makeup Revolution. This was a holiday release. This is a Subculture dupe. They decided to discontinue. I don't think you saw anything that had progress there because there are a few things that have that good old-fashioned progress. So I am intending to pan both of these because the Opulent one is really old and this is held together with a hair tie. It's dying. May it rest in peace. I am going to get a Z palette, but I don't know. I think once a palette begins to break apart, probably a sign you should work on it and try and finish it up. So I think these are really good choices for winter. Yes, this one is a bit more, oh my gosh, I need to stop playing with it because it just keeps breaking even more. The Reloaded Division one is a bit more fall-y than winter, but this one's super winter, so it kind of counteracts it. This one's almost too wintry. Like, it's so cool toned, you almost can't really wear it during like the summertime, which I kind of prefer like cool tones that you can wear during the summertime just because I feel like I look better in them. But now going into the spring, starting on March 21st, I will be working on this Essence Crystal, Crystal Ice. Oh my god. No one saw that. Okay. So it just looks like this. I think it's going to be really good because it has the cool tones and it has the warm tones. And it has a lot of mattes, which will make sense once we get to this palette. It's also just really, really old. Also has carmine in it, and I'm a vegan, so I kind of want to get all my non-vegan products out. Just gone, but I don't want to declutter them because I'm like, okay, the harm is already done. And I feel like that harm would be wasted if I were to just throw this away. The second palette's from the same collection as the Opulent palette. It's the Jewel Collection Deluxe palette. Really pretty pink packaging. And it looks like that. As you can tell, there are so many shimmers and like 3 mattes. So I'm going to need all the mattes I can get from this palette to just counteract all of the shimmer. And I really like both of these because they have this really nice mix of cool and warm tones. I think can be really great for spring because if it's a bit more of a cold day, you can wear those cool tones. If it's a bit more of a warm day, those warm tones, you know, like March and even a little bit of April, it's still kind of cool toned season. And then you get into like May and then we'll switch over again in June. Those are very much warm tone season. If you can't tell, I'm trying to get all of the Jewel Collection palettes off, so let's go ahead and start off with this final one. This is the Jewel Collection Gilded palette. Trying to block the mirror. I love this palette. I adore this palette. It was one of my go-tos this like fall-ish. I did like a palette every single month. We talked about that on my IG. I love it. I think it just has a lot of depth to it, but it's also warm and not too warm, and I love yellow. It's my favorite color. As y'all know, over here on Tuesdays we wear yellow. At least on my IG we do, you know. And so I think it's gonna be really great to just have a whole selection of yellows. And then also at this point I will be working 4 days a week at a restaurant, so there will be some pretty neutral shimmers in there that will be really nice and easy to wear, because I don't want to like show up to my job in like bright pink eyeshadow. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. And then we have the Reloaded Neutrals 2, which is a rather warm palette, but it also just has, again, a ton of neutrals, as the name implies, and given that I will be working, that's a good thing. So now in fall, we see a repeat palette of this Reloaded Division palette. Again, it's a very late fall, early winter color story. I don't think this is going to do me a lot of good going into like, well, actually, I think we're going to like get a lot of uses out of these pinks and these yellows going into like March, but I don't think I'm going to get a lot of them, like the cool tone browns and all of that sort of stuff. I don't think I'm going to get a lot of use out of those, so I'm going to bring them back in the fall on September? Yeah, September 21st. I swear I'm smart. And then also, my Not a Basic Peach palette from Wet n Wild. I think it's going to be really great because there are, again, some neutrals. There is a really nice gold in here. There's some inner corner highlights, and then there's some pops of color, right? Like, if you don't know this palette, you can look up a picture or you can look up Subculture. It's the same palette. Well, different brands, same palette. This is a dupe. I just love this palette. I worked on it a lot, and I think it's gonna be really pretty and fun. And I don't know, when I wore this at work, I got a lot of compliments, and we love getting compliments from 50-year-old ladies who've had one too many mimosas at Olive Garden. Actually, it's sangria. They've had one too many sangrias. So now for this coming December, so not this winter, which will happen again in like a year, I actually have 3 palettes, which I want to try and get some use on these like this winter. I have all of my palettes, depending upon the season appropriate ones are just out on, like, I have my desk, so here's my bed, here's my desk, here's my nightstand, and I have all of the seasonal appropriate ones out on my nightstand, but then because it's not a very big nightstand and I have an unreasonably large makeup collection, I have all of the other makeup just put in a bin that's underneath the nightstand, and so I am probably gonna get some use out of these this coming winter, just kind of prep, but let's go over them, and this is going to be the order that I'm going to focus on them in. Okay, so first up we have this Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells palette. It is so pretty. I don't know how well you can see it. Again, lighting is artificial, not natural. It was a busy day, man. I left at 8 and I did not get back until 5, which I know for a lot of people is like a normal day. I'm homeschooled. So then the second one is just this little trio. It's the Smoky Rose palette by Essence. Again, really nice cool tones, and I think this will be like, this is kind of like, it is the backup if I do actually blow through all of this in 3 months, which I don't think I will, but these are, none of these other palettes my goal was to finish. These ones, it is, because these are so old. This is like my very first eyeshadow palette, and this I just don't like. So I want to get it out of my collection because, again, I don't like decluttering things. I just don't. And then to fill in, oh my gosh, it has dog hair on it, to fill in any sort of colors I don't have in those palettes, just almost dropped it, I have my Reloaded Iconic 3.0 palette, which is so many cool tones, and the one thing I did pull this palette in for from the very beginning, it's going to be that Lid Sang shade, just because I need to set my lids. It's not a like, I like to do it, it's that I need to do it. Yeah, that was all of the palettes that I want to work on in the year of 2024. Cannot believe it's 2024. Oh my gosh. I have one more birthday left before I'm like responsible for myself. I'm gonna get it off work, and when they ask me why, I'm gonna say, look man, it's my last birthday before I have to work on my birthday. Just let me have it. You told me I'm your most reliable Gen Z worker. Let me have it. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you pet a dog. If you don't like paying dogs, I hope you pet a cat. If you don't like cats, I don't know, a chinchilla. If you don't like animals, I'm not sure how you stuck them around after I said I was vegan. That was a joke. Anyways, I will let you guys go. I gotta go film like reels because they're depleted again. And I was supposed to do them today and then I never got around to it. And yes, I am on my floor because I need somewhere to put the light. Also, this knee brace it's difficult to sit in, so I am sitting in a very strange position. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. Bye.